Yo.
She's the worst.
I didn't know there was a court order out for this, Matt. Okay, I'm here, man. I'm here. I'm gonna get all legal on us like that. Yeah. Sammy's just making me look bad.
That's what I do best.
That's what you have for us today?
Yeah.
Yeah, snitches get stitches. It's true, man. I think I need to turn this down a bit. That's good. Pork. Porky pork. Look it. Check this out. This
Good. How
is
are
the
you,
pork
man?
belly. I cut it just big enough to fit into the Ziploc. You've waited all day. So have we, man. Okay, so this piece of pork belly. Obviously, I trimmed the whole pork belly up yesterday into a piece that I'll basically squeeze into the basket for the rotisserie. So it's just gonna fit in there. Obviously, I trimmed that. And then also, before stream just now, this was like a little bit tarnished because it was used. So all I did was sprayed it down with the canola oil, the spray, and then baked it at 425 for about an hour, I would say, to kind of seal that in because it was a little bit rusty. And so now it looks basically brand new. I was just worried that we would get like a metallic taste if I didn't clean that up a bit. So that's what I kind of prepped up with. Hey Rook, how's it going, man? Glad to see you in here. It's pork belly day, in-dog. And then yesterday, so I trimmed this up last night, and yesterday I salted the whole thing. Usually you do sugar as well with pork belly, but I was scared that it would burn in the rotisserie, so I opted with no sugar and just salt today. And then the salt obviously is going to fully season the pork belly. Hopefully we don't have to add any salt after it's cooked. And then it's also going to change the texture a little bit, so it's going to keep it more firm and more together. Yeah, Friday. The dehydrator is going to get here on Friday, guys. Okay, so this is how we're going to start the stream today, is by putting this in first and getting it going, because I have no idea how long this is even going to take to cook properly. Sammy and I are guessing a couple of hours, but it could take longer. So I'd rather have more than enough time than to be like waiting on this being done. And basically all I'm gonna look for out of this is going to be like a nice browned and crisp exterior, and that it's gonna be tender when we cut into it. So if you don't cook it long enough, and even if you cook it too hot, it will still stay tough. So you still have to break this down even though it is really fatty. Daydreamer, welcome in, how are you? Yeah, the browning depends on the heat level, which I still have not tested this yet. I should totally do a temp test in there one day to see the temp that it actually gets up to. But that's also gonna change with the meat that you put into the rotisserie as well. Yeah, I've always done pork belly about 2 hours and it's tender within that amount of time. So we'll see how this cooks today. Totally something new for us. Oh man, the skin. Well, the skin is not on here. This is all just the fat. The skin was taken off already of the pork belly, so we don't have to worry about that today. But the fat, I would love to see it render out a little bit. It's not super fatty though. Like, it's quite a nice piece of pork, but it's not thick either, so it's pretty thin. So that's why I think it's gonna cook really quickly. Actually, why don't I just do this? So we gotta get this guy into the rotisserie rack. Get that going. And I have no idea how this rack works. So we are going to figure out, okay, I think that just gets put in there. Ah, okay. So that just goes in there and then in there like that. That's so easy. It does have great layers. Yeah, there's a good mix of fat and meat. I know the skin is gone. The crispy skin is such a good part. It's true. But the fat, if it crisps up properly, is going to be just as good, in my opinion. Why are we using this? Just because I want to see how the basket works. And I didn't feel like tying this up at all. And I think that would work really, really well. Kind of fits snug in there. And then we can also put this right down snug to it so that it doesn't move around a lot. So that's why I decided to do that mat. So if we look at it this way, the top part is snug all the way down to the pork belly. And then I guess we'll see as it renders if we have to keep pushing it down and keeping it more tight. Rook, is it done yet? Are we there yet? No, dude, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm just gonna wash it in my hands. And so if this works really well, obviously I would like to kind of spice it up a little bit next time. You don't think it's tight enough? I think it is. I don't think I can go down anymore. And I don't really want to press into the fat either too much. Sounds like now I have to come and check this out. Matt's second guessing it. You gotta come and check it. I think it's snugged. We had the SAMI inspection. Okay, so now we have this that has to go in there. I'm not really sure how. I'm guessing this way. Oh, I see.
No,
Yep, there
holes.
is two.
There's holes for it.
There is holes.
You put the spikes into the holes.
Shapes and stuff. Oh,
I
frick,
help.
this is so cool.
I help. I'm not good at helping.
You can do it. Oh gosh, really let gravity do its thing. Boom. In the basket. Okay, guys. Matt, thanks for the bits for charity. Yeah, this is so cool, hey? Okay, so now we're gonna go over here. This is how it looks. All snugged in. You can say good night to the pork belly. And we literally set it and forget it, Rook. Exactly.
We're gonna set it and forget it.
And then let it burn.
Don't let it burn.
It.
Don't let it burn. It's okay.
Like, oh.
It's okay, guys. We won't let it burn.
Okay. We're all locked in. Let's do 2 hours to start. AKA we have to get everything done maybe in 2 hours.
2 hours.
But you know what? I think after that 2 hours, we should probably rest it for like at least half an hour to 45 minutes. Should be okay still.
Well, like keep turning her, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're closing it up. We have it on normal rotation.
2 hours.
We gotta plug it in.
You need power to do things.
Gotta plug it in. And away we go.
That looks awesome.
This is amazing. Fuck yes. And so then for the potatoes today, guys.
Not a family-friendly stream.
We cannot even prep the potatoes until there's drippings in that pan, because that's how we're gonna dress the potatoes and then roast it in the oven.
I'm just gonna sit here and hold to the baby.
I know, Rook. I know, right? It's like watching a fireplace on the Christmas channel, except with a rotisserie instead.
I can't believe there's almost 500 or 200,000 bits donated.
Yeah, I know. The charity is doing really well.
That's awesome.
And it really doesn't sound like it's struggling too much with that basket either, which is good. Hey, Carrot Potato, how are you? Yeah, do we need help eating the pork belly? I would assume so. That's definitely a lot of pork belly for one sitting. Yeah, just a one-way ticket across Canada. Come on over, Daydreamer. And Vioon, welcome in. How are you? Good to see you guys in here today. We got that Tuesday crew going. Okay, so we are starting with whiskey eggnog today. And I did post this recipe in Discord, but it was a while ago, so I'll just post it up in chat for you guys. And I've been eyeing up this recipe for a couple years already. And it is from let's say a celebrity chef from the States. He is from New England. And he always posts this eggnog recipe on his Instagram. And I just really love the way that he personalizes it and makes it his own. And it just sounds so good. So finally this year, I will make it and share it with you guys as well. Matt, you don't like eggnog? Okay, so it's called New England Maple and Whiskey Eggnog, which I think is very Canadian as well. Because Canadians, you know, love maple syrup. It's in our blood, literally in our veins. But this recipe makes 12. And I don't think we need 12 servings of this. So I'm only going to make 6. And then Sammy and I will keep 4 servings. And then I'll send 2 upstairs with my parents, because they deserve this too. Since Betty's been doing a lot of baking, we can share. Sharing is caring. Hey CBD, how are you? Not you, Siri. Oh, technology. Hey guys, you live in a rural area, you're surrounded by forest and farms. That sounds lovely. First off, Carrot Potato. And that sounds very similar to where we live too. There's a pig butcher that sells different types of seasoned pork products, but you're pretty sure if you ask specifically for a big piece. Oh, of course, farmers love to sell their animals in like big whole muscles. Eggnog was ruined for you when you were a kid. Why? That's so sad, Matt. See, I was not huge into eggnog when I was younger, but I totally am now, thanks to whiskey. Betty's been baking them goods. It's true, Nike. Good to see you in here, man. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I added a little something that happens when somebody donates. You shall see it if somebody so chooses to donate today. It is like a face mask option, so that when you guys, if you choose to donate, not when, there is no when, there is if though, you can choose a face mask to come up on my stream for like 20 seconds, dress me up. Thanks, Matt, for the 10 biddies. Good question. You know what, Carrot Potato? What is eggnog? I always wondered that when I was younger as well. It's like, why is it called eggnog? Because even in French, like the translation is really weird. Like lait de poule. Like poulet is chicken, so it would be like chicken milk. But it just doesn't make sense. It's like, why is this chicken milk? Oh, Matt already beat me to the Google, hey? Let's see if I can find a little bit more of like origin information for that, Matt. Howdy, howdy, Norges. Welcome in, man. But yes, it is a rich, chilled, sweetened, dairy-based beverage. But some people actually drink this warm, which I found out, which kind of freaks me out. I don't think I would be able to enjoy it warm. Very cold, though. Like, lots of ice in there is perfect. It has a nice kind of whipped, frothy-like texture, so it's kind of thick compared to regular milk because there's eggs in it, obviously. And then, yes, the grown-ups like to spike it with spirits like brandy, rum, whiskey, or bourbon. In Canada and the US, eggnog is traditionally consumed over Christmas season every year from late November until the end of the holiday season. So that's basically the only time you're going to find it in stores. But luckily there are recipes, so if you enjoy it, you can make it year round. So the origins and the ingredients used to make original eggnog is debated. So according to the dictionary, nog was a kind of strong beer brewed in East Anglia. So in the UK, Sammy, Anglia, we know where that is.
Yeah.
We were watching a show on Netflix, guys, called The Last Kingdom. And it's set in like 892. So the 9th century, and they have Anglia in there. So the first known use of the word nog was in 1693. So a college professor wrote that the term is a combination of two colonial slang words. Rum was referred to as grog, and bartenders served it in small wooden mugs called noggins. So grog noggin. So the drink first became known as egg and grog, and then later as eggnog. Interesting. That's very cool. So it's always been about the rum and what the cup is served in. Very interesting. That is so cool, Carrot Potato. You're planning on going to Japan? Oh, that is another place that I really, really want to go, because just the food scene there and even the geography and stuff is very interesting to me. Herbalizer, welcome in. How you going, man? And Kev, good to see you guys in here. Ah, thanks for the 70 biddies. Yeah, cheers to grog. We'll be getting into the grog soon enough here. You love a noggin bong? Grog noggin, forever known. The alert sounds are low. You can see if I can turn it up. It's fine. Okay, Matt. You let me know, man. Keep me on point always. Something to adjust later, I will. I just hate when it's too loud and it like talks over my voice too much. Sammy! Woohoo! Look at this shit. Thank you for the $5, Sammy.
I had to try it.
This is the best. This is what you can do to me today. Getting ready for that grog noggin. So eggnog is not the only mixed sweetened alcoholic drink associated with the winter season. So as you guys know, last week we made some mulled apple cider. And then there's also mulled wine, which Vune would know is quite popular in Germany. And then basically what mulled cider and wine is it's heated up with some wintry spices, so cinnamon, cloves, and allspice, and maybe some orange or citrus. And then you add the alcohol afterwards to it. You want to dress me up like Cher? Why? Okay, so that's eggnog, guys. Let's get into this. But I think first I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break. I had a coffee today. Literally my excuse for already having to go to the bathroom. You're probably like, what? She always goes to the bathroom. Like half the stream is Caitlin in the bathroom. And then we will get into this. And it looks like we're going to be using the mixer today to whip our eggs as well. So it's going to be a fun one. And then we can enjoy our grog. Nothing too crazy happening in there yet. No drips of fat. Not yet, but soon, guys. I feel it. Whoop whoop. Yeah, break time. Let's do this. Okay, so before we start though, I need to show you guys what I found at the store yesterday. It's one of my favorite things ever. Stroop waffles. You guys know what these are? I think carrot potato for sure would. These things are my love. And they are so delicious. And this whole box, so 30 pieces of Stroop waffles for, I think it was only like $8. And so there's 3 packs in here. So this might be some little treat to put into a giveaway box, I think. I think that could be enjoyed. I know, Nike, they're so yummy. Herbalizer, your mom made a spice-infused bourbon that's bomb. What? Holy shit. Nike, are you serious? $100 donation? Thank you so much, man. Merry Christmas and hopefully a New York stream. Thank you so much, man. That is so generous of you. Merry Christmas to you and your fam as well. I really, really appreciate that. And I will honestly try my hardest to make the New York stream happen. I will keep you guys updated as things get closer to the time. But I think we'll be able to do it. Yeah, buy some clean, some fresh new Nikes with that coin. What, Nike? You didn't donate anything? Who's being sneaky about it then? Hammy Tom Tom, what's up? Okay, so for our eggnog. Yeah, someone is being sneaky. I don't even know how that's possible. Check in your bank accounts. Yeah, just in case. Okay, so for our eggnog, since I'm cutting the recipe in half, we need 6 eggs, so half a dozen eggs separated. It says with no shells, so we don't want any shells in there because that would be not so good. And then we have to whip the egg yolks until they're really thick and pale yellow. And then we're gradually going to add some sugar to it. And then whisk in milk and the cream. And then we add our whiskey, stirring constantly to combine. And then we can put that into the fridge. And then our next step is with the egg whites, we have to whip those up. So we'll have to re-clean our bowl and stuff because we can't have any fat or any liquid in the bowl when we go to beat the egg whites. So we got to wash that all out really nice. And then we're whipping that to stiff peaks, so really stiff egg whites so that you get nice aeration in the eggnog as well. And then we fold that into the dairy and whiskey mixture. And then finally, so another whip. This is crazy. This is gonna take a little bit. We whip a little bit of whipping cream and fold that in. So you can tell that the consistency of the eggnog is gonna be really fluffy and light. And I think if you don't do those steps, it's gonna be like heavy and just almost too eggy. And then we sprinkle it with a little bit of fresh grated nutmeg. I don't know if I can fresh grate it. I don't know if I have any little nutmeg pieces. And then pink peppercorns is what really stood out to me in this recipe that I've been wanting to try. And so pink peppercorns, some of you may or may not know what they are, is they're not actually spicy peppercorns. So it's more of like a floral pepper, and then we're just gonna crush that in a mortar and pestle. But that's gonna give just a nice kind of different flavor to the eggnog. Yeah, Herbalizer. Who's ever handing out mystery money, we'll take it. Oh, Matt, 5-minute visit. Welcome in, dude. Someone wanted you to get credit. Okay. Well, there's that, I guess. All right, then. Okay, I'm just going to grab the mixer out, guys, and then we're going to get into our, what is it? Bog noggin? Nog groggin? Grog the nog? Yes, oh, Matt. Rotisserie pork belly. Because there's no way we're doing all this by hand today. Not even a chance. The hobgoblin? Yeah, pretty much, Norges. We'll go with that. The grog noggin, hobgoblin, egg noggin. Who knows what happens here, guys. Okay, we're plugged in. One step closer. Got our whips. Meyer lemon preserves. So Sammy picked up another bag of Meyer lemons because they were $4 for 4 pounds, so it was $2 off. And we're gonna make some Meyer limoncello omat. So we're gonna infuse some gin for like 3 weeks. And then after that you strain it and mix it with some Meyer lemon simple syrup and make your own limoncello. So that's kind of what's happening today. Something is not working here. Oh, that's why. Sammy, this is completely broken, by the way. From, yeah. So maybe we're not whipping today. So we made cookies with that before, and it was really pushing the mixer, and the bowl is completely broken now. Oh. Herbalizer, you got biddies and weeds, though? Nike, now you donated $100? Is someone actually being sneaky? Bank account is A-okay. Thank you so much to whoever is doing that. You guys are insane. Thank you, though. Whoever this is. I don't know who to thank. You guys are fudging around.
I guess I'll just message Lee.
Okay, so I'm gonna go grab the KitchenAid from upstairs.
Let me see.
Well, we're doing liquid stuff, though.
Yeah,
so I don't want it to leak.
Oh, is it cracked
It's
right
completely cracked right
through?
through.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'll go get the KitchenAid.
You made your own Cello?
Okay.
I believe, yeah, you told me that before. Okay, technical difficulties.
Okay.
Sammy broke it. Sammy wouldn't sneaky donate money. That'd be weird. R.I.P. Mixer, though. I'm kind of sad about that. I didn't know he broke it. Okay, then. Merry Christmas from Santa, I guess. Yeah, all by hand. Oh, Matt, we'd be here for hours. Guys, there's drips happening there. I don't know if you can see that.
Here's the loud thing.
But there's some crazy, crazy stuff happening. Okay, so.
Hey.
Nikki, someone's giving you an anxiety attack? No, it's okay, man.
Come say hi.
As long as it's not affecting your bank account. I just don't know how they're doing that.
Look at this. Look at this. Oh, man.
What's the best view here for you guys? I think this sideways.
This is insane.
Sammy, take videos of the drips. We're dripping. I bet you that whole pan is gonna be full of drips.
You go say? I'll feed you. I can feed you early. I'll let do that. You want to say?
And it's smelling quite porky in here already too.
It sure is.
The pork.
Oh,
Okay, we're gonna lock it in. This is gonna be loud. Look at this little mixer, it's so cute. Okay. Finally, with the eggnoggin. The pork is in the rotisserie herbalizer. Yes, it is. She's freaking leaking already.
It's the mini Deadpool, it's not the other one.
Nike, you should be okay. Okay, so 6 eggs separated. And we're using duck eggs. Yes, we are.
4 then. Oh man, you can make a duck egg creme brulee then.
Yes, we are. Hello, duck eggs. And since they're like 1.5 chicken eggs, yeah, we'll only do 4 instead of 6. So, 2 containers. Out of the way. It's okay, Omat. It's totally okay. Whatever timing works for you, man. You know that we like you in here no matter what.
Love you regardless, Omat.
Have a wonderful night, man. Get a good rest. And it was great to see you for just that little amount of time,
Maybe
even.
10 seconds ago, no rain. Now it's heavily raining.
Yeah, exactly, Mikey. I don't know who is doing this and saying it's you. But just take the credit, man. Look how big these yolks are. This is crazy. These are some big duck eggs. And then, can you guys tell how clear the whites are as well? You have 3 favorite streamers. This is allowed, man. You can have as many favorite streamers as you want.
Oh, there's some food? Food?
Okay, these look awesome.
That's what
Like, look at how big this yolk is in my hand. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I don't have small, dainty hands. And then if you look at the texture of it, it's like I can hold it and like do stuff to it and it doesn't even break. It's complete custard. Eat the yolk raw? No. No, Norges. I don't think I could do it. That could maybe ruin eggs for me. I'm not good about like slimy egg consistency at all. You've never seen a duck egg before, Herbalizer. They're so freaking good. The difference is unreal. And yeah, I honestly feel blessed that we have a farm here that we can go to and grab fresh duck eggs for only $6 a dozen. But like, this is amazing. The color of the yolk as well. Well, the entire place smells like pork belly already.
It just smells like pork fat down here.
Okay, let's take bets with how much drippings are going to be in the tray. We'll measure it afterwards.
I'm going to say at least 2 cups.
So 2 cups worth of dripping from
Yeah.
it. In 2 hours?
I'm going to say at least 2 cups.
What are we doing with the pork fat, Herbalizer? We're going to toss the potatoes in the pork fat when we dress them and roast them with it. And some ginger and garlic as well. Okay, so now we are starting with whipping the egg yolks. Ooh, and cheese. We can do some cheese, Matt. Even though we're going like kind of Asian theme, so we can throw some cheese in there. Why not? Okay, this is gonna be loud, because if I know KitchenAids, they're freaking loud. So I might end up muting, we'll see. But what we're gonna do now is we're whipping the yolks until they're really thick and pale yellow. And then we're gonna add, not 3/4 of a cup, half of that amount as they whip. So like just over 1/3 of a cup of sugar, and then that's gonna kind of stabilize it. No mute. Okay, Matt. You will listen to this crazy thing then. And then you want to use white sugar here, I think. And where do we add in the maple syrup? It doesn't say. Gradually add sugar to yolks. Whisk in milk and cream, add the whiskey. Then you whip the egg whites, fold it. I don't know, guys. Norges, I have to do this for you. What is that even? A cigar? Yes, yes. Just chilling with my cigar. Thank you, Norges, for the $5. Yeah, now watch me whip. Watch me, nay. Whip, whip. Hey, Jordan, what's up? Okay, I don't know where the maple syrup goes, so I might put it into the yolks as well. See? Sometimes recipes are wrong as well, and it's like you're left with no direction of where to put certain ingredients. But it would make sense if we put it into like the dairy and whiskey mixture. So 1/3 of cup of sugar and 1/3 cup of maple syrup. So I'll grab that out. Gotta get that scissor. It was a fat blunt. Yeah. It was a fatty for sure. Sugar, sugar. Okay, guys. We're gonna whip it real good. Turn this up. You already think I'm not a Canadian gangster? Come on, Matt. Sammy knows I am. Go and... Look at how thick those are. If it's too loud, I can turn it down. We're only at 6. Turn it up. Here, we're gonna add a little bit. And the color is gonna start to change. You'll see it. It's gonna go more pale. So I'm just gonna scrape the side because some of the sugar is sticking there, but we're almost there. And I can tell already that the duck yolk is gonna make this so thick. We're gonna have some thick nog, guys. But you definitely want to make sure that your sugar is not still like crystally. So the egg yolks will absorb the sugar and they'll kind of melt into it is what you want. So you don't want any of the granules left. That's how you know you're good to go. So we'll do a little bit more here. Welcome back, Rook. Full speed. Let's go. I warned you guys to mute it if it's too loud. Herbalizer thinks it's relaxing. That's perfect. Okay, so it says whisk in the milk. So we need half a liter of milk and half a liter of cream as well. Rook, we're almost there. We're almost at the whiskey part. But first, the dairy. That looks too good, guys. I need to turn the hood fan on here. It's so porky. So we got 33% whipping cream. Half a liter of each. Or if you guys are American, half a quart. Same, pretty much. Pretty much. Matt, you want to know what I think of your voice? It sounded a lot younger than I thought it would be. Okay, I might pour a little bit more cream out because we have to have enough cream to whip as well. So I'll kind of do half and half there and split it up. So I want to make sure this is nice and fluffy for us. So So we gotta keep some remaining whipping cream. So that's our whipping cream going in. Definitely not for people who are dairy free. Pop those lactates though, you should be all right. Yes, Meat invented candles. I believe there is a restaurant that serves roasted bone marrow and makes a candle out of the marrow and keeps it lit at the table so that as the candle melts, the marrow also melts. You have a nerdy nasally sound. It is great for customer support. Yeah, that would be comforting, Matt. If I had to deal with someone like that. But yeah, pretty sure you sound younger than you are. So, ½ liter of milk going in. So we'll start that up. We can just do this on low now though. Or like maybe a medium. And now the whiskey, guys. So I'm going to use, I'm not going to use the pumpkin spice, but why not use the Crown Royal maple whiskey in here? Might as well, right? So what it says for whiskey, 2 1/4 cups of whiskey going in here, guys. They are not messing around with this. This is not for your kids, unless you want them drunk. You're not gonna drink this? So 1 cup. Use the whole bottle. Well, we'll see how much we pour from it. Stir in the whiskey, it says. And I think you have to have the cream and milk combo. Otherwise, it probably would curdle the milk. Matt, I think we are using the whole bottle. Emptying out the liquor cabinet. No big deal. So that's 2 cups. I wish it was Norges. I don't think that alcohol is considered an acceptable form of calming babies anymore, sadly. Should be though. Okay, whiskey is in. And now the maple scissor, so 1/3 of a cup. Yeah, the more they scream, the more you drink. It's hard on the bank account, amen? Y'all ready for this? Yum. Okay, so there's that. The base has been made, my friends. So I'm gonna put the milk away and the maple syrup. And we don't need the sugar anymore either. Pork belly is browning up nicely, guys. Hey, Ryan. Welcome in, man. How are you? Looks nice and smooth. Whoa. Don't spill it. Into this measuring cup. Actually, I need to pour pour it into a big bowl because we're gonna be folding some whipped stuff into it. You gotta kind of think ahead. You need a big old bowl. Punch bowl would be the perfect thing if you plan on serving it that way. Yeah, let's go, Ryan. Tipsy Tuesday, why not? Okay, so there's the base. It's definitely got some thickness to it, and it's nice and smooth. There's no sugar granules. Thank you, Matt, for the 10 bits. We're almost at 200,000 raised already. Okay, so there's our bowl of base, which I think I can put into the fridge because you want to keep this really cool, right? With the dairy and eggs being raw. Don't mind me, guys. Don't mind me. Okay, so I just have to quickly wash up the mixer bowl, and then we can start whipping the eggs. Cool and thick, yes. So we want to wash out our bowl really well because we don't want any fat left over in there, otherwise the egg whites will not whip. You want some PB action while I do this? If you guys can see that, it is browning up quite nicely already, but not too quick. Looks like it's gonna turn out really, really well. And I think using the basket was a really good idea. Because that way it's not gonna really change shape at all. It might shrink up a bit, but that way I'll be able to slice off like nice cubed pieces of it for presentation. And yeah, it's just steadily dripping fat at this point. But it's also bathing itself in its own fat as it rotates. So it's definitely not going to dry out. Okay. Bowl is all washed up. Oh my god, save the fat to dip the serrano ham into it. Matt, you're trying science experiments? What is it? Well, we're gonna toss the potatoes with the pork drippings before we roast them. Thought that would be a good idea. Nike is a nice cured ham, even though he doesn't like cured ham though. So I don't know if he is that. Okay, next step, we need to beat our whites until we got stiff peaks. So this is gonna get loud once again, guys, I'm sorry. But instead of me muting for all of you, since some of you think this noise is relaxing, you guys feel free to mute it up. I'll try not to talk too much as this goes. And we're not adding any sugar into here either. Which is interesting to me, because usually you add sugar when you whip egg whites. But obviously we don't need it to be that stable. rotisserie stream on a porn site and see how many hits it gets? Do it, Matt. Okay, carrying on. We are going in. Cover your ears if you're not into this. Whip it up. Whip it good. Yeah, I think we've gone explicit. In a year of streaming, try to keep it PG. It's just too hard, guys. We can't have that much fun if we keep it PG. Dog the chef with 10 months in a row. Wow, guys, we're getting up there. Can't wait till someone gets the 1-year subscriber badge on here. Okay, this is looking good. Looks like we got some stiff peaks. We're whipping egg whites, carrot potato, and I'm sorry that I broke your ears. What did Sammy do? Finally, she stopped. Oh, hello there. What is this? Am I gonna regret this? Thank you for the $5, Sammy. Should I just make that last for like an hour of the stream? I really am a blockhead. Thanks, Matt. That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me. Okay, so if we test this and it keeps its shape like that, that's how you know your stiff peak. We can't really get it much stiffer without adding sugar, just so you guys know. So to me, that looks proper. Just gonna give this a rinse with some hot water because we're gonna whip the whipping cream next, and then we are done with the noggin. Then we can just enjoy it. But the first thing that we have to do is fold this in to the base that we just made. Yeah, may I please see your mod badge? Whoa, Norges! Make it worth your while. What's this one? Is it not working? No! Nice peaks. Thanks, man. Norges, thanks for the $5. Re-trigger it. How do I trigger it? And how did it get over? Turned it as soon as you did it. Yeah, that's a rip-off for sure, man. Might have to refund you that. Yeah, I do use Streamlabs now. Okay, just a sec. I'm gonna quickly go in there. The longest I can make it is a minute.
Do it.
Hopefully that works a little bit better, guys. I can't see. There we go. Trying to look under the camera. Nike's good and toasty. Okay, so folding that into that. And by folding, so it means that you're just gently mixing it in to keep as much aeration as possible from the egg whites. And then we're gonna do the same with the whipping cream. I might have to whisk it to start though. I don't know how we're gonna fold this in. Fold the foam into the liquid. I'm sorry, what? Just like a gentle whisk though. Because like I said, we don't want to break up the egg white too much. But I don't think there's any other way to mix it into the liquid because it's just gonna float on top. Just want to break it up a bit, Matt. It's just gonna float. Yeah, but this is what we don't want. So we don't want the floaters. But we do want the aeration. So don't be crazy about how you're whisking it in. Just be mindful of whatever lumps that you see and try to break them up. You like the floaters when they go to the side. Okay, that looks good. keep our whisk and spatula because we're gonna need that for the whipping cream. I feel like it's gonna do the exact same thing. Put those to the side. Once again, I'm just gonna rinse out this bowl since this is not gonna affect the whipping cream at all. But you guys can have the wonderful pork belly view while I do this quickly. Looking good. We are almost halfway to the pork belly being done. AKA 2 hours for it. You can see it oozing. Okay, perfect. I wasn't sure if you guys could or not. And it's really splashing up the glass again. I might have to wipe it off real quick. Just like pause this for a sec. And give it a wipe. So splashed up already. I don't know if that really helped or made it worse. For the beer cheese sauce, the first thing you did was melt the butter, add the flour, and warm it up. That is called a roux. Carrot potato. And that is the thickener for the sauce. So fat and flour, and it's usually butter is what you use. And then you get that cooked out for about 20 minutes so that you don't taste it, but that will thicken your sauce. Okay, last step, guys, finally. Yeah, beer and cheese. Indog is here. So last step, we are whipping some whipping cream. 250 mils, aka 1 cup. Man, beer cheese is so good for dipping like fries or nacho chips into. Unreal. Matt's been drinking liquor. What's your liquor of choice, man? Hey, getting loud again. The whisk sounds weird. It is in the right spot. It's just freaking me out. Bye, Norges. Take care, man. Thanks for popping in, and thank you for the $10 to me today. That means a lot. Thanks for having fun with us. Okay, last time for loud things, and then we're good, guys. stiff. She be stiff. Okay, we are good. Done with the eardrum busting today. Hey Davey, what's up? How are ya? Get rid of this massive thing. Carrot potato. You didn't really get a ball. Well, I don't always get like a ball of roux. Usually it's pretty sludgy, like you said. Okay. We're getting in here. The last step for the nog. You guys don't lick the whisk. What are you even doing? You're good but tired. Aw. Didn't get enough sleep. Yeah, I'm alright, Davey. Thanks for asking. You know what I think's missing in here too, guys, is a little splash of vanilla. I think that would make this really, really good. 2 tablespoons of butter and 3 tablespoons of flour. That seems like a good ratio. It should have been proper. Just work was a long day. Shoot.
Can you open the window, please?
The window is open, but I can open it more.
Yeah.
And some cinnamon. Yeah, exactly, Matt. So now that we have our base done, we can kind of personalize this and make it our own with whatever flavor that we're thinking. So yeah, traditionally you can add a little bit of cinnamon into there. And it calls for nutmeg on top, which I just have to quickly go and grab some from Betty's spice cabinet upstairs. But cinnamon I think is a must as well. Like all those Christmassy spices. So there's our whipped cream. Like I said, it was gonna float, so we'll just kind of whisk that in lightly. Is it bad? You need to Google how to spell whisk? No. You kept spelling wisp. Wisp. Wisp it up. It is one of those words. Yeah, Cool Whip. We need some of that Cool Whip. Probably one of my favorite sayings from Family Guy. Cool Whip. Do we have ground cinnamon? I feel like maybe not.
Here, look how they make now.
Maybe we do. Yeah, we do have ground cinnamon. That purple? Oh no. Cool Whip. Yeah, when a problem comes along, you must whisk it. I thought it has an H in it. Whisk. Whisk it good. Okay, let's get into this. Look at the froth from the egg whites. It looks crazy. So hopefully the whipping cream will kind of bind to the egg whites here. But I think that froth on top is like so good. H is for whiskers on a cat. Holy. Did you see that texture when I stirred it? Just like... Okay. Okay, we're doing some damage here. Okay, so a little bit of ground cinnamon. Oh, I do have some ground nutmeg. Okay, perfect. So I'm only going to put the cinnamon into this, and then we can garnish with some of the nutmeg. Looks like some noggin, hey? Herbalizer. She be looking good. Oh, gosh. Nothing happened. Shh. All is well. So let's measure out our cinnamon so that we don't overdo it. I'm thinking maybe half a teaspoon. It's a good amount. guys are on fire with the puns today. What are you danging, Matt? Hopefully this doesn't overpower it. I think we'll be alright, though. Be alright. That's fine. I hope so. Yeah, we be noggin for sure now. I think I'm just gonna leave the whisk in there. And now getting ready to go this way instead. To plate it up. You thought a solar flare hit you? Watch out, world. This is rich. Like, I am going to pay for this tomorrow, but I accept this. The pain that's gonna happen in my belly from all of this dairy and egg, it's worth it, in my opinion. And it's not like I have this all the time. This is like the one time of the year. But like, if you look at this, get right to the bottom, that ladling, yeah, totally, Matt. Going in for the Dutch oven. Sorry, Sammy. Matt told me to. Whoa. Try not to drip it. Because we already whipped it. Super frothy, though. It's not going to be that heavy to drink. There's definitely a good amount of alcohol in here. I think filling it up to there is good. But I did make a mess of the sides. Making a mess. Get a little wipey wipe. Okay, next one. You're Dutch and you don't even know what a Dutch oven is. This is the best. Yeah, do it in his sleep. So that he'll never know. Pollution. Sammy's toking it up before the nog. That could be a mistake. Gonna be tipsy for sure.
Yeah, now just fall asleep on the couch.
What is this?
Oh, yeah.
No time off with the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so much. Great having you in the Onion Squad. Love how we have to explain what a Dutch oven is.
Check out this nut.
It's not going to. You gotta pull it back. Pull it back and then go. Good buds. Great buds. Okay, back to this. It's garnish time, so just a pinch of nutmeg. This is a must. You cannot skip this. Dutch oven is a nasty high five. It's one way to put it. It's not pepper, Matt. Grow up.
It's oregano.
Grow up, Matthew.
Oh shit. She used the full name.
Yeah. You know you're in trouble when you use the full name.
Like when I get Samueled, oh man.
I don't know if I've ever Samueled you.
Exactly.
Because you're never Samuel.
Exactly.
And then to finish it off.
That pork right now, though.
Stop yelling. He's at work.
Oh my god.
Okay, so just a sprinkle of pink peppercorns, or Szechuan peppercorns as they're also known as, which are not spicy, they're more floral. But they'll cut the richness a little bit for sure. We're just gonna bust them up in the mortar and pestle. It still doesn't get clear carrot potatoes, so let's say you're like laying on the couch with someone or in bed, and then you fart and pull the cover only over their head and make them smell the fart while it's still ripe. Dutch oven. That's what you do to people that you love. Kansas, not far from the truth. Okay, so our pink peppercorns are busted.
Move aside just a little bit. Look at that.
Never. We can't. We're looking at the nog right now, Sammy. Focus.
Hold on.
Noggin first, and then we're pork bellying.
That fat is actually gonna crisp up really nice. Oh my god.
Okay, we're getting festive in here, guys. I don't know why it's called a Dutch oven. Sammy, you can't go yet. We have to drink the nog.
You got cheers and nog?
We're noggin. Okay, guys, we made it.
Noggin?
What is it? The grog? Grog noggin?
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers. Cheers. Christmas festivities, first time making nog. Oh,
Boozy.
that's boozy, my friends. And we are okay with this.
Look at this mustache.
The nog stash,
So good.
there's a good layer of froth.
Yeah.
You can like almost see the separation.
That's delicious.
Ooh. Yeah, that'll get you a little tipsy on a Tuesday. Yep, we're all right. Yeah, and the next day, the household got diabetes. Pretty much, Kansas. You hit that one right on the nose. Okay, now we gotta pack this up. Dank ass blunts, welcome in. How's it going? Maybe 2 liters worth here. Give this just a little whisk because the vanilla and the spices like to settle to the bottom. The warm rush of heat and aromas that blast you in the face when you open an oven. Oh my god, that's terrible. Smells like mom's cooking. Don't forget to declare Dutch oven, and remember, practice makes perfect. Holy shit. That's so bad. I am well, dank ass. So we're giving some to the folks upstairs. And the only thing here, guys, is when you make this fresh like this, because none of the egg is cooked, you have to drink it within 2 days. Otherwise, it just won't be that fresh anymore. And you could get sick, let's say. There is always that option if you're using raw egg. So just make sure you drink it within that amount of time. 48 hours, that's it. Shouldn't be too hard though. Of course you can come over and have some. Just need to organize this dish pit a little bit here.
I'll bring this upstairs, yeah?
We're getting messy already and we haven't even done much. You want that one? Yeah. Looks over at the dishes in the sink. Nope. What? Coming in with the raid. Clink it. Welcome in, guys. How was the stream? You guys participating in Christmas festivities as well? Mock and Jane. Cater. I've never had anyone call me that. I quite enjoy that though. What's up, Cater? I am doing well. Thanks for asking. What'd you guys make today? We just finished whipping up a homemade eggnog. So whiskey eggnog. So it's quite a bit boozy. I'm not even going to say it's a little bit boozy, as we used half a bottle of this Maple Crown Royal for 6 servings. Pretty boozy.
All of it?
That was all of it.
That means I need to get another one.
Yeah. And then right now, if you guys see here, we have a pork belly in the rotisserie. And we are just over halfway of it being done. So now we can kind of start to prep the rest of dinner, which is going to be some roasted potatoes dressed with the fat drippings off of the pork belly. And we're going to saute up some of these lovely Brussels sprouts that I picked from the garden today with some cabbage. And we're going a little bit Asian style with this. So the potatoes are gonna have garlic and ginger. And then the Brussels sprouts and cabbage are gonna have a kimchi puree going with them, and then just some like fresh grated carrot for a little bit of crunch. Hey, Gannon. They made tastier things than you have for dinner, so you got very jealous. That typically happens on cooking streams. I feel so bad for you viewers that we don't get to share in all of the lovely flavors. Cajun spiced chicken with some farro. Oh, that sounds nice and healthy. I love Cajun chicken. Such a classic combo. Nike, you, your wife, and your brother Rook will be on the way. What up? Omdog the Chef, thank you for the $5. Raid hype. That is why I stream, Matt. I am evil. Woo woo! I gotta stay in here for this. These faces things are so cool, guys. Don't be fooled by the smile. Okay, so we're gonna start to prep the potatoes, I think, first and foremost, because those are gonna take a little bit to roast in the oven. And then we can move on to the vegetables. And then we should have a little bit of time to be able to do the Meyer lemon projects. We have a nice 4-pound bag here of Meyer lemons, and they're only in season for about a month during the winter time. And what Meyer lemons are is they're a cross between a lemon and a mandarin orange. So they're both sour and sweet. What happened to the other jar? What you mean, Matt?
Stopped it for Christmas.
The jar is still there. The snowman is the jar now. Oh, okay, so we picked up a bag of the lemons 2 weeks ago, and we transformed them. Let me just get that out of the way. Into preserved lemons. So I got those up in the fermentation cupboard. And all we did was mix them with salt. And then the salt draws out the natural juice from the Meyer lemon, and you want it completely submerged. And then this literally preserves them, but you need to let them sit and kind of ferment for 3 weeks before you use them. But this is something awesome to share with people during Christmas. And it's great to use in a lot of different things like sauces, marinades, vegetable dishes. Pasta is a really good one as well, and rice. So there's those other ones. And then I wanted to do something different with the rest of the Meyer lemons since we already have this going. You don't want any stale ass lemons. I will send them to you, Matt. And then if you guys were here yesterday on stream, we made some daikon kimchi. Yeah, ass lemons, no thanks. So daikon radish kimchi, that's gonna ferment for a week. But if you can see, I don't know if that's going to focus enough. You can see that it's a little bit fizzy on top there, so that means it's fermenting already when you see those bubbles. And I don't, so Rook, it's true. You need to let the CO2 escape if you're gonna ferment. So I just have the lid on enough, but we don't close it completely so that the air can like still escape from the lid. So just kind of prop that onto there. Lemon ginger gravy? That sounds so good, Ryan. Oh, yes, yes, yes. And then, thanks, Sammy, for reminding me. So someone had given us a huge donation, I think last week, yes, last week for a dehydrator for the stream. So we're going to leave aside a couple of lemons so that we can dehydrate them as well. So lots of little projects going on here all the time. I'm just gonna put some of this extra nog in the fridge so it stays fresh. And take a quick sip of this, and I'm going to just quickly grab some potatoes. Nike, exactly. Pickling is different because you use vinegar. And when you use vinegar, you can't ferment. So that's kind of the opposite of fermenting, but it's still preservation. And it's a lot easier when you use vinegar. There's less risk of things going moldy. So pickling is a good start for fermentation. That's where I started. And then you kind of work into just using salt and stuff like that. So I'll be right back, guys. Hold the fort down. No fudging around. Sammy's fudging around.
It's gonna be so good. I have to go outside because it's actually too porky in here right now.
Wow, it smells like pork belly in here. Oh, wow. What did Sammy do? Okay, guys. So, like the bag says here, we have some pugly potatoes. It says, I may be ugly, but I'm pretty tasty. All right. I'll fall for it. Marketing scheme. And they're definitely pugly if we look at them. So we gotta clean these up. Take all of those little eyes off. Oh, that looks so good in there. Yeah, nice and ripe. Great way to put it, Matt. I'm just gonna cut that off. You're used to cutting out eyes. Well, that's a little savage, man. cut off any blemishes as well, because that'll make your potato taste funny in the oven. But I like to leave as much skin on as possible. That's where all your nutrients are from the potato. And I just like the way that it crisps up when you roast it in the oven. Big family, and you were in the army. You've touched potatoes more than yourself. Oh man. Yeah, we even keep these in like our little cold room in the basement, and they're still getting eyes on them. Yeah, they are like a couple months old though already, so maybe they did stay quite well. I don't know about this side. Clean it up a bit. Potatoes are a huge staple. They're great, and there's so many different ways to prepare them. Okay, that looks good. Now I'll just give them a little rinse in the sink. It's easy food to make when you're poor. Yeah, totally. Like sometimes there's nothing better than just like a baked potato with sour cream on it. 100%. It's so good when it's done right. Yeah, they do go with pretty much everything. It's true, Matt.
Baked potatoes, salt, pepper, a little bit of butter?
Yeah.
No problem.
No problem, Sammy?
No problem.
Potatoes are the eggs of vegetables? Yeah, because eggs have a lot of different uses too.
She's like, hey, get my blanket out so I can eat my bone.
Yeah, eggs are animals in dog. This doesn't make sense. I love that you considered egg a vegetable. This is what the world needs more of. Changing the world one day at a time. That's a real pugly one. I'm that Sam. Welcome in. Not drunk yet, Matt. Might get there though by the end of that cup. She be strong. That's some good grognog. Potatoes have feelings too. I had 2 sips and I'm done. If you look at the separation now from the froth, that's where it gets dangerous. Gotta give it a good whirl. I know some people also put ice cream in their eggnog to like keep it cold, and then as it melts it just gets nice and thick. Okay, so the potatoes, I'm gonna cut bite-sized pieces. So I think I'm gonna go in half for this size one, and then into thirds. Thirds again, so you get like nice pieces like that. Because when they roast, they're gonna shrink up a little bit anyways, so keep that in mind. But you do want to make sure that they're all consistent in size. So this guy is a little bit bigger. I'm gonna cut it into 3. Matt, you want me to chug the nog? I would probably be tipsy after that if I chugged that.
Yeah, you would.
There is no denying that. But I would also get very inefficient, so I choose to not do that. We're here to cook, people, not to get crunk. Yeah, Sammy in the background, Matt. The best. And this means that we get to check out the drip pan in a couple minutes here. So we're gonna use those drippings to dress the potatoes up. Okay. Okay. I'm down with that. Okay, there we go. So it says there's half an hour left on the pork belly. I think it's actually getting close to being done. So just so we don't waste any time, I'm going to preheat the oven to 425 Fahrenheit to roast the potatoes in. First, we got to dress them up with some ginger, garlic, and pork belly drippings because we're sick like that. And let's grab some ginger. Just got a little nub left in the fridge that we're gonna peel up and mince nice and fine so that the ginger flavor can get distributed all throughout the potatoes. Because ginger can be quite overwhelming on the palate. So you don't want to leave big chunks of it ever. Keep it nice and balanced. Got told last night by a new streamer that you're the best. They want you back in the chat because you never shut up. Yeah, that's a good positive spin. Okay, there's our ginger. Let's grab a couple cloves of garlic. And the garlic we are using for this is called Fish Lake. Wonder if that means it's going to be fishy. Your internet starts to fail at night. That's the worst. I am sad for you. I'm going to do 2 cloves of garlic. Everyone has the same issue because I guess everyone is getting off work, right? And coming home and doing interweb stuff. That makes sense.
What, your internet's slow?
Not me, but a couple of the viewers are having bad internet. The froth is throwing me off, guys. It's separating from the noggin. It's all ran by one company. Nice milk mustache. I can't even help it, Matt. It's just a part. You must commit to the nog. Mustache and all. Looking for the garlic press. You just ate 5 clementines in a row. Clementines are so good. That's another kind of Christmas time thing that you only get once a year. I think they're way better than mandarins. And you know what? I think I might mince the ginger through the garlic press. So the best way to do that is to slice your ginger really thin into tiny pieces that are going to fit into the garlic press. And then push them through. Way easier than trying to chop it all up fine with a knife. And I find that the garlic press likes to hold in all those little gingery hairs. Hey Jalal, how are you? Wow, you haven't been in since Thanksgiving. It was wonderful. Thank you for asking. Hopefully yours was good as well. Now we're working into Christmas. Oranges are best during the winter. It's true, man. They get so nice and sweet. So see how I'm just pressing the ginger through the garlic press? Works so well. So there is that. Pour a little bit of water into the sink so it's not super difficult for me to clean that eggnog stuff up later. So I think it's gonna get sticky. Sticky, icky, icky. And I have to keep working on this nog so it stays nice and cold. Because like I said, I don't like warm nog. Okay, so now we get to check the pork drippings, my friends. So I'm just gonna, I think, just turn it off. So we're at about the half an hour mark. Holy smokes. And I guess I'll have to put something underneath here when I take the drip pan out, because she's gonna keep dripping. Sammy, this might be a teamwork effort here, please.
A team effort?
Team effort in the kitchen, always.
In the kitchen. Okay, we're gonna triple teaming it then. Sure good.
Matt's wondering if you would like to play some CSGO with him. If you can pry yourself away from me. Basically, Matt's asking permission. Teamwork makes the dream work. Yeah, Brooke. Holy, the pork belly is looking freaking awesome. I am.
Are you wide enough? Okay, then just put it in. Slide it in. Ta-da.
Oh my god. Okay. Let me just grab a cup. Would you like these cloths? They're more dirty friendly.
Okay.
We're gonna pour the drippings.
Do you want to use tongs to take that top off?
Just hold it.
No,
Or you want to take it off.
I want to take it off.
Figuring it out, guys. Sammy's Reese pajamas.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh! We're over a cup already of dripping. Yeah, that's for you, Rook. The drink of pork juice. Oh my god. If you throw that out.
Oh,
You're terrible.
That smells unreal. Did you see all that?
Bringing out the Serrano ham knife for extra thin slices. This is insane. Yeah, breakfast drink of champions. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're definitely not using all of this to dress the potatoes. But we'll get a good little pour going. Oh, I don't want to put it down because the bottom has porky fat on it. Okay, I'm just going to put this aside over here. Good thing we emptied the pan, hey guys? Okay, so now it needs more. Just wait, Matt, just wait. Oh, fill half the bowl? You're sick. You're sick. Jalal, thanks for the 5 biddies, man. We've missed ya. Okay, get some fresh cracked pepper on these. So other than the ginger and garlic, keeping it pretty simple. Because this is gonna have some kimchi puree to go with it later on, which has a lot of different flavoring in it. So we're gonna try to not overpower any of these flavors. We're rendering it off anyways. It's true, Matt. But that would just make the whole house like fill with smoke if we roasted with that much oil in the oven. I don't think that would be the best thing to do. And now we need a sheet pan with some parchment on it. That way the potatoes will not stick. And now just a little toss without having them fly around. I'm gonna just use my hands. Let's get dirty, guys. Getting into it. I don't want to add the Tonys, Matt. Not today. Tonys is Cajun, not Asian. We're not doing any fusion. What? Tabby Cat with the raid. Welcome in, guys. Tony's is everything. It is all cuisine. How was your stream today? Tabby raid. And Polish is in with the Tabby raid. Welcome in, guys. So what I'm doing here, for all the newbies that are just coming in, we have a pork belly in the rotisserie right here, which we just poured off the drippings from it. It's been going for an hour and a half. So there's our pork drippings. And then I dressed the potatoes with the pork drippings and then some garlic and ginger minced and just some salt and pepper. And then these are gonna go in the oven in about 5 minutes when it beeps at us. And these are gonna get roasted. You're making beef and barley soup for mom. Nice, Polish. That's such a good wintertime meal. Dead cosmonauts, welcome in. Okay, now I'm gonna wash my hands since they're all gooey. And we have about 15 minutes left on the pork belly. And then we have to rest it for half an hour before we can eat it. Is that enough potatoes for 2 of us? For sure. This is like a full sheet pan worth. I was laughing because I think I prepped too much. Okay, those can go over there. Yeah, it's a good thing you just ate. Otherwise, you'd be a little sad. This is why we have this. And then we also made some homemade eggnog earlier in the stream with some maple whiskey Polish, keeping it very Canadian. And also quite festive. This is the first time I ever made eggnog, and it was a little bit of work, but it's worth the amount of time that it took to make it properly. You thought those were apples? Yeah, the Canuckistan. I've never heard of that before. Okay, so our other side dish for our pork belly tonight, and for all you that just came in, I'll give you guys a nice little look at what's going on in here. So this is a RONCO rotisserie, which the lovely food streamer Ryan Howe gifted to us when we visited him. all we did was salt the pork belly 1 day ahead of time to make sure that the salt penetrated all the way through the meat. And then we're thinking about 2 hours in the rotisserie there until it's done. Thanks, Sammy, for the shout out. Yeah, everyone go show Ryan some love. Not sure if he's going to be streaming today. And so our next side dish here is from one of my favorite cookbooks called Momofuku. And this is actually where I got my pork belly inspiration from as well. Although the pork belly, they usually rub it with equal parts salt and sugar. I was just scared that the sugar would burn in the rotisserie since this is my first time doing it. So the recipe I'm looking at in here is this one. Brussels sprouts with kimchi puree and bacon. So I'm not doing bacon today because we have pork belly. Just it's not cured or smoked. So it's going to be a little bit different flavor. But we're going to follow the rest of this recipe. And I'm also going to add some cabbage into it because I have to use that up. So here's some Brussels sprouts that I picked just before stream from the garden. And they actually grow really well out here. This was my first time growing Brussels sprouts as well. Yes, Polish, Beau Sam. I made Beau Sam last week. It was freaking delicious. I sound just like your brother-in-law's mother. They're from Brantford. That's hilarious. You'll be on tonight, but just gaming? Haha, too many leftovers. That makes sense. Okay, so let's do a little narration from the cookbook. I'm just going to show you that for now. And then we'll put our potatoes in. I think we'll put the potatoes in right now since the oven's ready. And I'm going to say they'll roast up within half an hour. We just have them in little bite-sized pieces, so it won't take too long. But maybe, you know what, maybe we'll do 15 minutes. And then we'll check them at that point and see if they need to be tossed around, because we want them to evenly brown. So we'll do a halfway timer. And then these Brussels sprouts. So Brussels sprouts and cabbage with kimchi puree. So this is what David Chang says to us for this recipe. I remember walking through the green market one day after we opened and thinking, what the F would I do with Brussels sprouts? We weren't busy then and we weren't working with much market produce. Months later, when Brussels sprouts came back into season, we were letting the green market dictate a portion of our menu. I took their reappearance as sort of a challenge. So I know a lot of people do not like Brussels sprouts, and I feel like that's just because they haven't had them cooked properly. Most people's version of Brussels sprouts, if they don't like them, is probably boiled until they're just mush, or also maybe roasted until they're like really soft and falling apart. Not the best way to eat Brussels sprouts, because they get this like weird kind of farty smell. So once again, we're going back to farty today, Polish. Yesterday we were farty with the kimchi. Staying with the farty theme for the week with the Brussels sprouts. Yeah, boiled sprouts. Nope, please don't. So we took the reappearance as sort of a challenge. We did stuff with almost everything that has a big season near us. So what would we do with Brussels sprouts, he was wondering. How were we going to get people to eat the Brussels sprouts without using bacon and chestnuts, which is a typical way to do them? Like every other new American market-driven restaurant in the city. They're just baby cabbages, I told myself. Being Korean, I thought, let's make kimchi out of them. I've thought about this too. I'm happy I'm reading this, because David says it didn't work out so well. The centers were hard and raw when you tried pickling them whole, and shredding and pickling the sprouts just made for a soggy mess. So you can't transform this too much, so that's good to know. Polish, you've been blanching them and sauteing them. That's a great way to do it too. I think that little bit of blanching takes away from their strong flavor. And I agree, Tabby Cat. Kimchi is so, so good. It's true in dog. If they're a little bit soft after they've been roasted, it's okay. You just got to make sure that you have enough color on them, I think. So it didn't take me long to come around to the bacon thing. He says he usually does. Bacon is like a good fallback in kitchens. A lot of stuff goes well with bacon. We decided to roast them off. I love the dark sweetness and faint bitterness of well-charred Brussels sprouts. Toss them in some pureed kimchi like a sauce, because Brussels sprouts, stinky little effers that they are, I'm trying not to swear on stream, guys, they take really well to the funkiness of kimchi, so I can see how this is going to be a good combo. And then the other note about the kimchi today is that the pork belly is going to be super rich and fatty, so I needed something that was going to cut that fat properly. And I think the kimchi is going to be the perfect kind of sauce for this whole dish. You were going to order some gochujaro, but you got to save the money first. Polish, I can just send you some, man. I'm sure it won't cost me much to vac pack a little bit of the gochujaro and send it to you. Like, it doesn't weigh anything. So why don't we do it that way instead? Okay, last couple lines for our Brussels sprouts. So he tossed it with the kimchi puree, added some bacon, because bacon and Brussels sprouts just go well together. It was good, but it looked not good. So he put a big bright pile of julienne carrots on top to give it some color, and away we went. So that's how we're going to kind of garnish the dish, is just some fresh julienne carrot. And that way you get a nice contrast of like cooked vegetables and crunchy raw vegetables that are sweet. So let's get into this. We need to clean up our Brussels sprouts, chop up our cabbage, puree some kimchi, and then julienne the carrots. So that's going to take a little bit of time. You didn't find any Napa cabbage last night at the grocery store. Yeah, hopefully they can get it in for you. Okay, so first step for the sprouts is to take the ends off. Trying to run away on me. And then peel off some of the outer leaves that don't look too good. And then I'm just gonna halve these. Just cut them in half. And that way they'll cook relatively quickly still in a pan. Rook, you're headed to bed. You'll join back on the phone for a bit. Okay, sounds good, man. We'll be here. Welcome in, Trueness. So whenever I'm cleaning these, I try to take off the smallest amount possible so we don't waste too much. And then I only take the leaves off that are kind of like blemished. So like this one, there's like a bunch of brown stuff right there. So just peel that off. And that one is good to go. And Brussels sprouts like to get worms in them. So that's also the reason why we're peeling off some of the outer leaves, because they're looser. And then the leaves get really tight when they get to the center, so bugs can't really get in there. But the outer leaves, I usually find something hiding in there. What's everyone else's favorite way to prepare Brussels sprouts? Another great way of doing them is kind of roasted in a pan on high heat so they get nice and caramelized, and then adding some butter into there and some maple syrup at the end to get a little glaze. That way you get a little kind of sweet contrast. You like roasting them in bacon. Bacon is such a good fallback for Brussels sprouts. Bacon and nuts is really good too. Pork belly done yet. Almost, Daydreamer. The timer's gonna go off in about 5 minutes here, and then we're gonna check it. And then she's just going to rest up in there. Get a nice little rotation off the heat. Rest it up, keep those juices in there, and then I think we are good to go. Honey balsamic roasted, that's a great one as well, Trueness. Yeah, I find Brussels lends themselves quite well to some sort of sweetener, whether it's honey or maple syrup or even sugar. Dead Cosmonauts, thank you for the 50 bits. That is much appreciated. And I'm planning on those bits going towards an IRL New York trip in February. And Sammy and I are going to IRL the whole trip and go visit one of my longtime viewers in New York. And then do some like food eating streams and cooking streams while we're there. So February is the only other time I have off during the season from the restaurant other than in October, November. And we have a little doggo here with us who looks like she might want a sprout. I don't know if she'll eat the leaves. She'll probably eat it if I cut it in half. Are you waiting like a good girl? Come here. You getting down? Hey. Back it up. Back it up. Clean it up. Apparently doggo loves Brussels sprouts. Hey, down. Almost got it. This is our quality check advisor on stream. Her name is Shmoopoo. And by Shmoopoo, I mean Posh. When is the IRL Iowa trip? Not yet booked, Matt. Maybe after New York. But I think it would be Texas after that. Ryan, your recipe for Brussels. Placed gently in the trash can. What is it that you don't like about the Brussels sprouts? Your doggo doesn't like sprouts, Posh? Posh loves anything that's crunchy, vegetable-wise. I'm surprised she likes these. Okay, so that's all we're cleaning off. I know there's always a little bit of waste from Brussels sprouts, but it's necessary. But those leaves weren't even that bad looking, I have to say. Okay, I'm just gonna go take a quick break for like 30 seconds. I'll be right back. You guys hold it down, and then we'll keep going on this. man, that rotisserie really heats up the house. Gotta crank the window open even more. Probably stem from when you were force-fed them as a kid. R.I.P. you guys, to whoever was force-fed Brussels sprouts. Heart Patchman! Hi, bye! Bye, hi. Hi, bye. Okay, so I'm just gonna give these a quick rinse under the sink now, and then we'll come back and cut them in half. Whoa. They're rolling. Trying to get away from us. And we actually want these nice and dry when we go to saute them later. So I'm just gonna put a clean dishcloth in the bottom of this bowl to kind of soak up any liquid from us washing them. The soup is a simmering, Polsh. Nice. Oh, and you made a homemade stock? That's so key, man. If you have the time, though, that works. If not, there are some really good store-bought bases to use. Like, I use an organic one that's called Better Than Bouillon. I can't use anything else. Just the flavor is really on point for it, and it's not too salty either. 3 gallons of stock. 3 chickens that you had frozen after you picked them. That's the best way to do that. Chicken carcasses. Unreal. Nike, you had Mickey Donald's. And now you're starting to get the munchies. What's the snack gonna be, man? You saw the Better Than Bouillon. It's quite expensive in the store if you buy the little jars. But it's really, really inexpensive at Costco. You get like double the amount for the same price in the supermarket. Sammy says almost triple. Don't check your microwave, guys. That's just the oven timer here. Okay, so now all of our Brussels are halved. Put those into the bowl. Those are ready to go later. Just put those by the stove. Let's check how our potatoes are roasting up. They might need a little toss. They should be about halfway now, though. You think you'd rather just make your own just because of how far away Costco is? That's fair. That's totally fair. Oh, yeah. These are looking good. Not too much coloring on them yet. And it feels like they're actually cooking quite quickly. I might turn up the oven a touch. Just because I want a little bit more color on here. So maybe I'll turn it up to 450 Fahrenheit. But then we'll really have to watch it. So that's 25 extra degrees. And then I think I'll set a timer with less than 15 minutes. Since obviously if we're turning up the oven, it's going to take less time to cook. So I'm going to do probably 8 minutes and check it at that point and see how things are going. Eight minutes. And now, onto the cabbage. Actually, quite a bit of cabbage here still. I don't even think we're going to be able to use all of that. She also learns never to make soups without parm handy. Yeah, soup garnished with Parmesan cheese really does elevate it so simply. Just like that little bit of funk and salt is so, so good. Is that enough? I might take a little bit off of this still. Not too much though. Okay, so this is cabbage that I used in a previous stream. And it's just colored a little bit. I'm just gonna try and trim up the edges where it's colored. Because it does oxidize, obviously. But that doesn't mean that it's not usable. Maybe not those pieces. Those can be doggo pieces. She likes cabbage too, obviously. It's literally what Brussels sprouts are. Just taking off a really thin layer to clean it back up. Oh yeah, Matt, homemade hamburger helper. We need to do that on stream. So we got to take the core out of the cabbage as well. That part is tough, doesn't really break down. That outside leaf, not looking too good. So we'll clean that up. Doggo likes the cabbage core as well. We got the garburator in here with us. We're all good, guys. All good. Ooh, stroganoff. I love homemade beef stroganoff. Sammy's got like one of the best recipes. We'll have to do a Sammy stream with that one day. Oh man, this timer's about to go off. Okay, we need another bowl for our cabbage, and we're just gonna shred this up. No, your messages are coming through, Carrot Potato. The last thing that you said is that you know that there's a difference between lettuce and cabbage. Okay, let's check out this pork belly. Sammy, I think this is a team effort again, please.
Team effort.
This froth in here. Nog sash. That's how you know it's good. Keep giving Doggo her snacks. Matt. No. Be good.
Huh.
Oh man. That's the back side. You want me to turn it just a touch? Bottom side. I don't think we have to take it apart completely. Holy shit, she's crisp. I think she's for sure done. So this was completely stuffed with the pork belly. But we have to keep it rotating.
Oh.
We're just checking to see if it's done.
Well, are you opening the cage up?
We can, but you have to flip it over then. It's okay. Just do what you're doing and we'll figure it out. If you want, you can put this thing right here.
Yeah.
On the side of the pan.
Yeah.
You had a quart of nog with a half glass of Schweizer's. So good, hey Polsh. We did set it and forget it. So this is the fat side. So all you have to do is squeeze that. Hopefully it didn't stick too much to it. Meat candy. Hell yeah, Rook. Trying not to ruin, ouch, that delicious crisp. Need me to help? Yeah. Not bad, not bad. So that's definitely crispy. See a little piece that we tore off.
I would rotate that.
It's good, just let it rest like that. Okay. You're gonna attempt a small workout. All right, man, get it in ya. Cheers to being healthy and then eating delicious foods. Get out of there, Sammy.
Snack Jack.
It's overdone. What? No.
Here.
Sammy wants to take it out. Okay, okay. We need to get a little slice. We will put it on a wrap. That's a good idea, Matt. Or just flip that thing upside down and just put it back onto there. But like I said, Matt, like this is the first time doing this, so like 2 hours, it's either a perfect amount of time or it's overdone. But it seems like the meat is definitely nice. Mmm. The fat has really nice flavor. Okay, so what we have to do, I don't think it dried out. It is definitely not dry. I know I can't show you this. I might be able to. Now that Sammy's gone. I would like to flip it up and show you, because even when I press on the side, there's still juices coming out. So we didn't overdo it. Just the fat rendered out really, really well. And that's why we're going to let it sit, is to kind of evenly distribute all of those juices in there. And that was the timer for our oven. So all we're gonna do with this now is just set it aside. I think I'm gonna put just a touch of foil over the top to keep it warm, but we don't wanna wrap this tight with foil because then it's gonna keep steaming and it will overcook. We will say goodnight to it for about 20 minutes, probably. Now deep fried, Rook. It already looks like it is deep fried. That's the scary part. Salted again? I don't know if it needs it, Matt. The fat tasted pretty nicely seasoned. Okay. So here's our potatoes after 8 minutes at 450. So you can see that little bit of blistering action. That's exactly what we want. And if I squeeze the potato, or even if I put a knife through, it's definitely done. So I think at this point, I'm just gonna keep the oven off. It's still gonna stay really hot for a bit, but I don't wanna cook the potatoes too much more. Just having that residual heat will brown it up a little bit more and obviously keep it warm while we saute our veggies and get everything else ready. But I'll set another 5-minute timer just to make sure that it's not getting too dark or too overcooked, because that oven likes to hold the heat pretty well. Yeah, Nike, you are the meat candy. Okay, back to our cabbage real quick. Just a little bit of chopping involved here. So I like to do pieces that are like bite size in length. So something like this wedge, just just gonna cut in half that way. That way we have that thickness there. And then I'm just going to shred it this way. And it just started raining out again, which is all right by me. Guys, we've gotten a month's worth of rain in the last 4 days here. So we might not get snow and cold, but we definitely get heavy, heavy rain up on the island. It's crazy. But it keeps everything so green throughout the winter, so I really don't mind it. I don't know why the cabbage is so white. Maybe because it's kind of wintry here, so it's not going to turn green if there's no sunlight, right? So it's usually pretty cloudy here in the winter. So same thing with this little piece. Yeah, half an hour. So right at 6 p.m. then, we're going to be serving up the pork belly. And the thing with cabbage, guys, is it cooks down quite a lot, by about half when you heat it up. So always do a little bit more than you think you're gonna need. There's a lot of water in here. Boom. Okay, cabbage, ready to roll. You'll miss the plating. No, Matt. No. Cabbage is really sweet, actually. It's like sweet and juicy. Okay, now our kimchi puree. Actually, it might be a little bit difficult for me to puree this. We'll see. We'll see how to do this. I think I might use my immersion blender though, because I don't think my regular blender is small enough. Just the blades are gonna turn and nothing's gonna happen. Yes, Rook. What movie are you gonna choose? You best be sticking around for the cut into the pork. I would be sad if you didn't. Both for myself and for you. Yeah, hi Pendleton. Yeah, Forrest Gump. Dog hype. Got those dooges. Okay, so I have a couple different kimchis here to puree. So this is a store-bought one. That is the Napa cabbage version. It's like mildly spicy. And then I have these leftovers. From the kimchi that we made yesterday. So it's gonna give a little bit less of a fermenty flavor, but still the same amount of spice. So I think I'm going to put this into something where it's deep enough that the blade can cover this. I try to not make a mess. Maybe I can even do it in that container. Okay, the potatoes are happy, so I know that they're not burning at this point. That's all that timer was for. Let's do this guy. You took Tina to see Forrest Gump? Nike or Killer Nerd? There's that. And we'll pour that in, and then we should have enough to blend it up. Let's see what's gonna happen, guys. I'm gonna turn this all the way down to low, just to hopefully avoid some messes. Definitely gonna splash everywhere for the first little bit. I wish I had a magic bullet for this right now. The bowl is gonna shoot off. I'm not putting it into the other bowl. Add it to the list, Matt. You just gotta go slow at first, and then it's gonna break it up, and then it'll get more and more liquidy. But I'm not gonna make a mass amount of this, right? If I don't have any future plans to use it. The Gizmos. Oh, I love the Gremlins movie. Try and get that smoothed down a bit so the blade gets completely covered. Now we're getting somewhere. Yeah, we're on Dexter, Ryan. This cabbage is super stringy, right? So it takes a little bit to break it down. But we're getting there. And this is why I always find it hard to cook at home, is because the portions are so small. But like if you have industrial equipment, most times you can't even use it to like make a small portion of something. And that's why it's always hard to cook for only a couple people at a time. But then that also means you have to get creative about how you prepare things. A microwave restaurant where they literally serve microwave-ready meals and instant noodles. I'm sure that exists. There is definitely some restaurants where people go out to eat and they pay like good money for it and the stuff actually comes out of the microwave. Just saying, guys. Definitely some kitchens where you don't want to know what happens. What's up, vegan gelato? Okay, so this is breaking down quite well, actually, for what we're doing right now. And I don't want to add any liquid to this, right? Because we want to keep the flavor nice and concentrated. I think the only thing I might have to do is just put it into something even smaller. There's literally kimchi puree everywhere, if you can see this right now. Okay, stay. Stay. I'm gonna try it in this cup. As long as it tastes good, you don't want to know. Man, I think you would want to know. I would want to know if my food was coming out of a microwave and I was paying like mass amounts of money for it. That's just like improper style of cooking. Like, don't lie about how your food is cooked. Be honest. Kimchi mask, pretty much. Today on Dexter, Oh, this is gonna work well. It's like completely submerged now. There we go. So the initial blending. I'm gonna keep turning it up. Slow and steady roll. Slow turn up. Sounds like a van stuck on ice, Matt. That's the most hilarious interpretation ever. Yeah, we're almost free. Keep rocking it. Forward and reverse, guys. We're gonna get this van stuck out of the ice together. Gonna get, but it's definitely pureed. I would like to get it smoother, but in this instance I don't know if that's gonna be possible. Definitely a lot less chunky though. Get a spoon and show you guys where we took this to. So it's definitely pureed. But like I said, I would wish it was a little bit smoother, but it doesn't look too bad. Try and get rid of this kimchi that's everywhere. Okay, so now we can work on getting our veggies to saute in the pan. And then while the veg is sauteing, we can quickly julienne the carrots for the garnish. And then we're pretty much there, guys. We have 15 minutes to get that done. You see chunks, Matt? I'm sorry. Still working on the nog. Sammy. Okay, so let's go over to the stove. I am going to use, I think, just this small cast iron pan. We don't have too much stuff stuff going on, and plus the cabbage is going to cook down, right? So let's turn this on to a medium-high heat. And this is when we get dirty again. Does pureeing the kimchi make a smell difference? No, not really. It has the equal amount of smell. It combines into one flavor. Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna be. Give it a taste. So, getting dirty again, guys. Gonna saute the veggies in the pork fat, because why not? So just pour enough in there to coat the bottom of the pan. You don't want too much. Don't want to overdo it. Okay, let's give this a little taste while we're waiting. Mmm. It's like acidic, garlicky, and a little bit spicy. You might eat these now. Yes, converting. Okay, I'm just gonna go quickly grab a carrot while this is heating up. I'll be right back, guys. These are some sad looking carrots. I had more pork fat before I get back. You guys are bad. Leave the men in one room. Just gonna fudge around, aren't ya? Pork fat flambe. Yeah, let's just burn the whole house down, Matt. Do you not know limits? Okay, so I'm gonna use the mandolin again for the carrots. You guys would probably recognize this from last week when we shredded up some carrots as well. Rook needs to sleep. Hurry! You should be ready in 5. Okay, and I'm gonna go at the lowest setting. So real quick, this is all I'm doing over here. Sliding the carrots through. And if we look underneath, you just get this really fine shredded carrot. Let's spread this fat out a bit, and she be smoky. So I'm gonna drop the Brussels in and try to put them all in the cut side down so that we get a really nice sear on there. Should sizzle when you put it in like that. Oh wow, the pork fat smells amazing. It's very nutty smelling almost. And these are splashing, so I'm going to put a splash guard on as well, just so you don't get splashed everywhere on the stove top. It's a pain in the butt to clean. And then we just got to make sure that these don't brown too quickly before they cook through. But usually you can do a medium-high heat and be totally okay. We do want a nice deep caramelization. And we also only want one layer in the pan. Because if you stack it on top of each other, it's just gonna steam. It's not gonna brown nicely. I'll put in those couple of leaves. I'm just gonna check quickly with a pair of tongs with like some of the first ones I put down. I'm gonna turn that down just a touch. Let's go to medium instead of medium high. Pork fat Brussels sprout soup. You guys are crazy. You guys are pork fat fiends. I thought I was sick. Just shredding this carrot, guys. And then Sammy's gonna come in and cut some pork belly up, I think. Nike, you are the definition of pork fat. You're the human version of pork fat. Okay, checking these out. Don't want them to burn. Oh yeah. Okay, that coloring is perfect. So now that we got the initial coloring on the cut side, I can toss them around. So look at that contrast now. So this is where we can also add a little bit of salt. And let those kind of keep going there for a little bit more. The carrot has been shredded. Hey Buff, how's it going, man? Good to see you in here. Yes, good question, Trueness. How does everyone store their own pork fat? So we just have a 2-cup container, just like a little deli cup that we keep ours in. Take a shot of pork fat? Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Death. You guys really want to push my arteries, don't ya?
I'll do it.
Don't ya?
If it gets me to New York faster, I'll do it.
Shots of pork fat to get to New York.
Pork.
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 Hey, hey, hey. You gotta show them what's going on. They need to see this stuff. Show them the side view. Yeah.
This way, yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna toss the Brussels sprouts, guys. I'm in the background now. But the salt is drawing out some moisture.
That's perfectly cooked, guys.
Is it? Ooh,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, it's definitely still juicy. So you made this crazy crust that just kept all the juices inside.
Guys,
The crunch.
like, that is pretty perfect.
Okay guys, I'm throwing some cabbage into the pan. We're gonna turn up the heat a bit more.
My God.
I think it's perfectly seasoned.
That's awesome.
The belly's perfectly seasoned. Take off your shirt. Matt. You guys were right. The ratio to pork fat to vegetables was not enough. I'm just adding a little bit more. Okay, just because I'm sure you want to see this. I'm just going to try and toss this thing. And the cabbage won't take too long to cook. Just a really quick saute. We'll need a little bit more salt. The color on the camera is different. So the pork belly was only seasoned with salt, guys.
That's it.
Typically David Chang does salt and sugar, even amounts, but I thought that the sugar would burn in the rotisserie before the pork was cooked, so I kept that out. I might add a little bit more later.
Salt?
No, sugar.
We could probably put a little bit of sugar in next time. It could be the light from our cameras.
That's really good though. It's maybe a touch dry. Maybe a little bit less.
That's the outside edge. Like, look at that.
Oh, okay.
Like the inside of that one.
Okay, I'm gonna give these veggies a little taste.
It's really good, I think. It's so greasy.
Just a touch more salt. And I'm gonna shut that off. And now we can toss our kimchi puree into the vegetables. Yeah, Sammy just gives me the worst pieces. No, I'm just kidding. Bye, Matt. We should still be here, maybe. It's looking super gray. Weird. Weird. Okay, kimchi puree going in. I want to keep a little bit to put onto the plate. So I'm not going to use all of this. Probably that amount is good. And now I think I'm just going to use a spoon to mix this because it might get messy. Yeah, pork fat works for hair pomade and cologne. Eau de bacon, always a great scent to wear. This is looking good. I have never made anything like this before. Seasoning's perfect. It's not too salty. Okay, plate up time. Gotta move some stuff out of the way. The back bacon butt, or buff. Like the back bacon better. Look at our nice roasted potatoes, guys. But Bagwell. Sometimes that happens, man. Okay. So potatoes I think I'm gonna put on first to the plate. Get a spatula. I don't like how that looks. Potatoes need like something to anchor them to the plate. So I'm gonna put the kimchi puree on first. Just like a nice little dollop, let's say. Try and keep it a little bit round, but the potatoes are gonna go on top, so don't worry about the inside part too much. So our ginger and garlic roasted potato. Like so, just a nice little pile there. And then our Brussels sprouts and cabbage with the kimchi puree. We're getting there. I don't know, the difference the rotisserie makes is it gives it such a great sear. Like really nice outer crust. I'm just not sure if like the temperature of the rotisserie is the best. I would like it to be a little bit less hot so that we can keep stuff in there for longer without it getting too dry on the outside. That's just my personal opinion, but like.
It smells like sriracha almost. With like a little bit of carrot.
Yeah, just on top. So I'm just gonna cut these into little chunks. I think I'll do 5 chunks. Save some for Rook. There is no temp control on it. That's the only bad part, guys. I wish it had a temperature control. That's Sammy's crazy plate.
Foods.
Like, you do get such a nice contrast, though, between the outside and the inside. I think I might do one more small piece here. Yeah, I don't know the exact time that they came out with these, but that's really the only thing that the RONCO is missing. Okay, so now our last thing to finish off the vegetables is just a little handful of julienne carrots for just some crunch and sweetness. Because obviously the kimchi puree is fermenty and spicy. And like Sammy just said, the kimchi puree smells like sriracha, which is a good way to analyze it.
Taste like sriracha.
No, it does not
It tastes like kimchi.
taste like sriracha. So there's that plate. I'm just gonna try and clear this area so I can take a photo before we dig in.
That puree is really good.
Rook, leave the door vented a bit, maybe, but it does splash so much that, like, I don't know if you could prop the door open without having it make a mess.
Maybe like a metal washer or something.
Yeah, just like slightly prop it open. Yeah, the heating element's still gonna stay the same temp, exactly. But this is like old school technology, right? So they didn't really care about the temp control rather than just making it easy so you could literally just set it and forget it. F yeah. Okay, we're getting into it, my friends. Is it good, Sammy? Obviously, I'm gonna try the pork belly first. And see how it is with the kimchi puree. That's what I was really kind of intrigued with, is the pork belly kimchi combo.
Really good.
So like, I'm gonna just cut that little piece in half. That's kind of where it separates anyways. Like you can see how juicy it is. Give it a little dip. Mmm. It really does help cut the fat. And I think it was really important that we let the pork belly rest up, because the meat wants to get dry as you cook it, obviously. The heat is kind of like pulling the moisture out, right? But when we let it rest after we've cooked it perfectly, it actually, the meat pulls that moisture back in and kind of seals it in. So that's really, really important that you do that, guys. Because even something fatty like pork belly, the meat inside can get dry. And then it just gets really chewy. Okay, so piece of pork belly, piece of the Brussels sprout and cabbage. There you am on a plate. Barbecue sauce is not needed here, Nike.
It's almost like you deep fried it.
Mmm. Brussels sprout with pork belly instead of bacon, still really good because the pork belly is really nice and salty. So it may not be smoky like bacon, but since I salted it a day ahead of time, you got the salt flavor all the way through. But if you would prefer applesauce, applesauce could kind of work its way into here somehow, but we're on like a little Asian route tonight, so I don't think barbecue sauce would be the right sauce. And plus, everything is super moist anyways. It doesn't really need a sauce. Let's try our potatoes. The potatoes are just a nice side dish to kind of bring everything together.
Brooke and I were saying if we cold smoked it after we salted it and then put it in the rotisserie.
Yeah. Cold smoke the pork belly, that'd be good. So the potatoes like to kind of soak up sauces, right? Even once they're cooked, they're going to continue to soak up any liquids. And since we kept them simple with just ginger and garlic, they're kind of mimicking the flavor that's in the kimchi anyways. Let's see it with a little bit of carrot pieces. The raw carrot is really good on here too, because it does add that little bit of crunch. I'm happy with the dish. I think maybe just like a little garnish of scallion maybe. Thinly sliced would be perfect on here, but we don't have any of that, and I don't think it's really missing anything. I'm definitely happy to keep eating this the way that it is. And I do think that the pork belly turned out quite nice. The fat rendered out properly, the inside still stayed moist, and I think that's the most important part here, guys. Ooh, yeah, radish. So I had some of the radish kimchi buff that I used to blend in. That'd be good. But yeah, like a little crunch of radish would be awesome. Pork belly makes for a happy belly. You know it, Indog. Okay, so we did not get to the Meyer lemon stuff today. I'm sorry for that. But I think that they will last another week in the fridge, so we can get to that next week without kind of losing out on anything. And I'm just quickly scrolling through Belly right now. And I think we're gonna go into Tig Girl. Go show her some love.
Yeah, Tig Girl.
Tig Girl. Yeah, Sammy cannot help himself, it's true. The kid loves pork belly. Okay, guys, so I will be back on stream on Sunday this week. I am away at work at the restaurant for the rest of the week.
It's so good.
Wow, you crushed that. And we're actually supposed to be pretty busy this week at the restaurant, so I don't think I'll get any half days to be able to stream with you guys. So Sunday is Pancake Redemption Day. AKA we're making Kate's fluffy pancakes that will work every time and do not take a ton of effort to make. So I'll see you Sunday morning for pancakes. Not sure what we're gonna put with them quite yet. And other than that, guys, thank you for all of the donations today, the subs, the resubs, and all of the bit donations as well. As you know, we are working towards a New York IRL stream. So bad. So thank you guys for all the love. I hope that you know that I appreciate it. And hopefully Sunday we'll have the dehydrator here as well. So we'll start to play around with that. Take care, guys. We're going to go raid Tig Girl, another food streamer that lives in Vancouver, Washington.
Have a great night, guys.
Let's go show her some love. And
Sunday morning.
we'll miss ya until Sunday. Hope you guys have a wonderful week. Don't get too crazy about this Christmas thing that's going on.
Crazy, don't do
And
it.
if you do, just make some grog noggin.
And have a soup ruffle.
Get your onions ready. Night, night.
Bye, everyone.
Take care, guys.
Thanks for hanging out. I still got a brisket to
Love
do.
you too,
It's in the
Nike.
freezer.